Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Today, I figured I'd just make a video on why we criticize Dead by Daylight so much, but why we still play it. Because if you have been playing Dead by Daylight for any kind of extended period of time, you know the game has problems. If you don't acknowledge the problems that the game has, you like the game and care about it less than the people who do criticize it because you don't want what's best for the game. That's just my personal take on that. So, why is it that we acknowledge all of these issues that the game has and then we still play it anyway? First, to address that, we need to go over what the actual issues with the game are. First off, servers. Oh my god, the servers in this game are terrible. Connection issues constantly. Hell, when the new map went live, they had to take it out of the rotation. RPD, they had to take it out because connection issues were happening and they had to fix it all over again. Every time something new gets added into this game, it fucking breaks it. And I don't understand why that even is. I don't understand how that could even be possible. I've never even heard of something like that happening before. Next, there is rank. Rank is one of the biggest debated issues in the community, and for good reason, because it is a very taboo thing to talk about. Well, it's not to talk about, but to support one way or another. It's just really polarizing because on one side you have the people who are like, oh yeah, just make MMR rank visible, which MMR is, I forget what it stands for, but it is essentially just like, oh yeah, you have a invisible score that indicates your skill. My apologies. That determines how you are placed with people. Now, the biggest criticism of MMR is that number is not visible. You've never been able to see it. So people are cool with MMR, except they just want the number to be visible. And then in the other camp, you have people who are who want a ranked mode and a casual mode. Now, the issue with that is that the people who play a ranked mode and are like super sweaty tryhards at the game are just going to go into casual mode and kick everybody's ass if that happens. So that's not a good idea. But also, and then going back to, so if we think about it like that, obviously MMR seems ideal, right? If we just make that number visible, that leads into another issue, which goes to the developers over at Behavior. They don't listen to anything people ever say, and it's so frustrating. It's like, oh yeah, when Trickster came out, hey, maybe don't make it so that you recoil when you toss a few fucking knives. And then they were just like, oh no, just reduce the recoil. The hell? That it's just so frustrating when you like a game so much and the fucking developers of that game just shove their boot up your ass consistently while the CEO of that company is tweeting puns on Twitter. I wish I was joking. McLean, I forget his first name. He's just constantly tweeting horrible jokes on Twitter, and he's proud of it as well. So why do we still play it? Despite all of these issues, all of these concerns that we have. I think it's because we just don't care. You know? So what I mean by that is I have come to adopt the term the Dead by Daylight experience. I use this term when looking at anything that I find to be inherently Dead by Daylight. I'm using that as an adjective in this context. Like one time I was playing with my brother. I was playing as Bill. I still have the screenshot somewhere. and I was put on the hook, and I just started flying away. That's pretty Dead by Daylight. That's some Dead by Daylight shit. And it's fun, you know? All of the bullshit, all of the crazy, awful dog shit that is in this game, it's fun. And I don't know how to describe it because I've never played a game where the whole meta revolved around it being a broken piece of shit. I've seen that sort of thing with, like, very small minor glitches in games. Like in Elder Scrolls Online, there's a glitch still present. It's been there for like years, where if you get on a horse, you'll still be displaying your walking animation while on the horse. And the developers of Bethesda were just like, no, we're not going to fix that because it's funny and people like it. I think that's cool. And I think it's become a similar thing with Dead by Daylight, where it's like, oh yeah, it's funny when these things happen, and only the sweaty people who actually give a shit about rank and stuff care about them and criticize them, you know? So what's the point in even fixing it? And whether that's for better or for worse, I'm not sure. I don't know what to say on that. But I will say there are things that need to be fixed with this game. Because even since its updates since 2016, and there have been a lot, the game looks a lot better. Everybody's been really balanced really well, except Legion. Please fix Legion. God, please. I will make a video on that. You know what? I'm gonna make a video on that after this, because I have some serious concerns with Legion. And like rank just being completely broken. Like even when MMR isn't active, you will just get different color rank brackets all over the place. Like you'll be rank 8 and there will be fucking 3 different people from different rank brackets, and the killer will be rank 18, and it's so broken. And that is where it's not funny anymore. Once it gets to the point where it's like, oh yeah, the game just doesn't fucking work anymore, that's where it's not funny, you know? But with the shit like, oh yeah, I flew off the hook and it looked funny, I'm cool with that, you know? Only the people who are like, I care about this game so much are like that. Which, giving a shit about Dead by Daylight and how good you are at Dead by Daylight, I don't know. I think you're kind of out of the meta if you give a shit about how you play Dead by Daylight. Like, sweaty Dead by Daylight is the worst kind of Dead by Daylight, because when people are just sweating the shit out of Dead by Daylight and trying super hard to win, all the survivors are just like off in their own corners doing shit, and it's not fun. But then, of course, when people aren't sweaty, then there's going to be more interaction with killers, obviously. I mean, as the game is meant to be played, and then that's when the issues become more prevalent. Like with Trickster, and when Trickster was launched, people were like, hey, this guy's kind of shit, could you fix something about that? And then Behavior just didn't. They just fucking straight up did not. I think they made him, like, what, they made him a little bit faster, and they slightly reduced the recoil on his knives. That's it. He's still one of the worst killers in the game. He's still super fucking weak. His power is still shit. Main event is still worthless, and in fact more detrimental, because you can't control when you use it. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on the matter. I do think that this game is still good. Well, see, that's another thing, is that I don't know if I can say the game is good or not. I think it's fun. I enjoy it. I like it. But is it good? It's certainly not balanced. It is fucking 100% not balanced. That's another really serious fucking issue with this game. When killers like Spirit and Nurse are in the same game as killers like fucking Legion and Trickster, there is a serious balance issue there. Especially when survivors are all the same, but aside from perks, you know? And survivors, like, against Nurse, you can't fucking do anything. You cannot do... Well, Nurse, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say you can't do anything against Nurse. You can't do anything against Spirit. Spirit is bullshit. Spirit should not be the way that she is. Spirit is broken. Spirit is antithetical to how Dead by Daylight is meant to be played. That's my opinion on that. Like, oh, just run Spine Chill. Sure. But yeah, balance is just a massive fucking issue with this game. And the developers need to fix it, because again, that's another situation where it's not fun anymore. The game isn't fun anymore. If I can play one round where I'm going against a Legion and I win by a fucking mile because Legion is the worst, and then I can play another round where I'm against a Nurse and I get slugged in 10 seconds because Nurse has a super high skill ceiling, there's an issue there. You know, there's a problem present. Same goes for Spirit, and eventually that just ends up feeding into the issues with rank. Not that rank really even matters, but overall, yeah, I love this game. There are some shitty things with it, though. It needs to be fixed. Even still, just behavior needs to start listening to people. They need to start fixing their shit. But to answer the question proposed by the title of this video, how or why is it that we love Dead by Daylight so much, even though there are so many problems with it? One, it's unique. It's got franchise killers from other shit. It's got plenty of characters on its own to back it up. And it's so goofy and over the top at this point that I think we've stopped caring. You know? I think that's hilarious. Personally, I think that's really funny. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I apologize that this was so much shorter than last time. A good 10 minutes shorter. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Please like and subscribe if you did enjoy. If you didn't, fuck off, I guess. I don't know. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.